Okay, welcome to part 3, where we're going to learn to await multiple promises and talk about promise.allSettled. Okay, here I fetch some users, then some post. Now, as you know, if we console.log, let's say fetch users, we just get the response in readable stream form. So it's not parsed. Remember, you have to use .json. But is there any way we can do that just in one line like this? Well, actually you can. If you wrap await in parentheses, underneath the hood, JavaScript will await this fetch, and it will automatically await whatever other asynchronous actions or methods you do after that. See? If you do that, now you have the result right here. Cool, huh? Okay, but how do we await multiple promises? Well, from the last video, you know we can just do something like, let's say, const our users, and let's call the other one our posts. Okay, array destructuring, and then we're going to await promise.all for now. And then we're going to pass in fetch users.json. Okay. Remember, we have to await the .json here. And then we're going to do fetch posts.json as well. Okay. And then let's console.log our users. And we get our data back here. So when you write your syntax this way, JavaScript's engine will actually await both of these almost at the same time. So a lot faster than if you try to await this, and then on the next line, you try to await that. This is why promise.all is so useful. But now promise.all only works if things resolve. If things reject, this line's never going to run. Right? So let's take this out, and then I'm going to uncomment these custom promises that I wrote. Okay, so the first one will reject, and the second one will resolve. And then again, I'm going to do const. We're going to do array destructuring. Const, let's say p1, p2 is equal to await promise.allSettled. And then it takes in an array just like promise.all. And then you can put in promise1, call it, and promise2. Calling it also. And then we're going to console.log p1, p2. Okay. You see how promise.allSettled still ran? And then it gives you back an array, right? An array which we destructured the two objects from. So the first one, if it's rejected, it will have a reason. Okay? And the reason is just the value that you put here for rejected. If I change this to blah, 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 you will see that its reason is now blah, 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 and its status is rejected. If it's fulfilled, its status would be fulfilled, but look, there's no reason property. Okay? And then the value is whatever you put in resolve here. Okay? So one thing you can do, remember promise.allSettled returns an array, right? So what if we just put promises? Okay, so now promises, let's see what it includes. Okay, now it's an array of those objects that we structured before. If it's an array, that means we can loop through it and look for reasons, right? Like dot for each. Let's see if that works. Promises, dot for each, okay, which we will get the object, and we're going to console.log obj.reason. Actually, let's do obj.status plus an empty string plus obj.reason. Let's see what we get. Okay, this is rejected, and this gets fulfilled with undefined. Now, why does it say undefined here? Because let's look at promise2. Promise2 did not reject, it resolved. Remember, I said if it's resolved, it's not going to have a dot reason, it's going to have a dot value. Okay, how do we make it so that it will either console.log the dot value or the dot reason? Well, obj.reason or obj.value. But you also need to wrap this in parentheses. See? So now rejected gives you the reason, fulfilled gives you the value automatically. Yeah. Remember, whenever you use the OR operator, always wrap its arguments in a parentheses, even when you don't have to, okay? Because remember, if we take this out, you still get undefined, okay? That's due to how JavaScript engine reads left to right and how it internally translates the OR operator. Okay? So if you wanted to do it correctly, you gotta wrap these in parentheses. Okay, I hope this was useful.